When you say deep, meaningful, and profound things, I zoom in on your face. I'll do some stuff at the beginning to plug Schwartz. I don't want this on high.
Ooh, you gotta change that.
Whoa! It's 90 degrees?
It was freaking cold this morning.
Oh
it was cold.
It's a sweat box in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we start this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to send a special thank you to Michael Schwartz from Gun Owners Radio and from San Diego County Gun Owners. We are here at the SHOT Show in 2026, and Michael is letting us use his stagecoach to conduct some riding shotgun interviews. So, Schwartzy, thank you so much for letting us use the big red truck. If you are new to the channel, if you get something out of this, if you enjoy the show, please share it with your friends, because that is how we get the stagecoach across America. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are coming to you from sunny Las Vegas at SHOT Show 2026, and I have with me Alisha Curtin. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Charlie.
You gotta shake my hand.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know how many people don't get this. When somebody puts your hand out, you shake it. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's play. We're gonna cut these guys off.
The red truck.
Our truck is bigger than his truck.
All right.
Not that it's about size, but it is. Welcome to SHOT Show. This is your first year.
My first SHOT Show.
How did it go?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you like?
The highlight has to be on.
Oh, thank you very much. So excited to have you on Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
That's it. And also, number 2 is range day.
Close
Monday.
number 2.
Close number 2. Range day. I come from the state of California.
Yeah.
Not so much of a free state, right? So I had the opportunity to shoot a number of firearms, AR-10, AR-15s.
Wow.
Silenced, full auto, with no hearing protection. It was glorious.
Wow.
That has to be my favorite.
That is very cool.
I also got to shoot the new Gen 6 Glock, so that was pretty awesome too.
Nice. What did you like about the new Gen 6?
You know, what's ironic is all the things I liked about it are all the things that make it not a traditional Glock.
Really?
Yeah. So the changes, the Glock 6 that I noticed, it's got a palm swell.
Oh, like the Smiths?
Yeah. So
I like those on the Smiths.
The traditional Glock is a lot more blocky. This one has a palm swell. Not the cant of the grip was still the same. But yeah, it had a palm swell. It had a cut higher up under the trigger guard. It was nice. The stippling was more broad all over the frame. It was nice. It was aggressive without being overly so.
Very cool. All right, so that's what you liked about the Gen 6 Glock. I did not get to check it out.
No,
I did
really?
not. Yes, I went to the Glock booth, and there were too many people, and I'm like, I'm not waiting.
There was a lot of people. It was a pretty popular place.
I am one of these guys that if I end up pulling into a drive-in to get some food or a coffee or something, if there's more than 3 cars, I'm not waiting. I'm not. I am a fussy bitch. Speaking of fussy bitch, let's get away from this American rickshaw. So you like the Gen 6? Very cool.
I
Very
did.
Cool.
Oh, this cool guy. Look at him.
There's the guy with the smaller truck.
That.
Obviously, we know he's got a smaller truck. Did you hear that thing trying to rev that to make us impressed? Didn't work. All right, so the Gen 6, what else?
The Gen 6. So as far as range day, that was my highlight. That was my favorite things. Yeah. So, but then the SHOT Show itself, I enjoyed the basement level more than all the other areas.
Really? Like
so,
the first floor?
I like first floor.
The first floor is the, I hate saying the up-and-coming businesses, but it's not your Smiths and Glocks and, Berettas and all the other people that have the big, huge booths. It's the smaller businesses that have
good ideas.
A 10 by 10 area. We're going to fit through here?
We'll find out.
Hopefully Michael has insurance, because we're not afraid to use it. All right, so you like the bottom floor?
I did.
Cool.
I did, yeah. What about you?
Filming a show with Alisha Curtin is my favorite part.
Yeah, of course.
No, these are all these are all family reunions. You know what I mean? It's the people you see online that you're friends with that you only get to see once or twice a month, or once or twice a year.
Right.
And when I spend time back in the hometown and I don't talk to people and I don't see people, I will tell the 2 friends that I have that I don't have any friends, and they say, well, you have friends all over the country. I'm like, I know, but I want to grab a drink with somebody on a Wednesday afternoon. And it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Well.
When you get friends all over the country, oof, man, it's just a bump. You get friends all over the country and you can't go hang out with them. So anyway, I very much appreciate that. And I've been recording some shows and inviting people to do the PitStop podcast shows that I'm having on people that I haven't had before. And last year at NRA, I tried to get some people that are some businesses and have them on. So,
Nice.
yeah.
All right.
That's it.
I like it.
All right. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Where'd you grow up? Did you grow up a poor black child in the South?
Not too far.
That's a stupid The Jerk reference. It's very, very timely. Anyway.
So I was born and raised in San Diego.
Okay.
Grew up in Spring Valley. And in high school, met my husband. I actually enlisted in the Army.
What?
Yeah, right. So I was still in high school, barely 17, and I enlisted in the delayed entry program. What's that?
Okay.
Okay. So I enlisted, and I did my year in the delayed entry program about a week before I was supposed to ship off for boot camp. I decided that the man I had been dating for 3 to 4 months at that point in time was potentially something that I'd like to stay with, that I maybe had a future there, and I had to make a hard decision. Do I go with the career that I kind of, had planned out for myself, or do I roll the dice?
Yeah.
And decide that the relationship that was only 3 to 4 months old, that I had no commitment from him, was worth staying for, and I decided last minute to stay.
Really?
So I did. I went and I signed my paperwork. I got out, did not go to boot camp, did not follow through with my enlistment, and stayed here, or stayed in San Diego County, got married eventually, and that's how it started.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. And you guys are still together?
We are.
That is an incredible success story.
29 years. So what's funny is the reason I had to fly out early Monday morning was because our anniversary was Sunday.
Oh,
so,
you might want to be home for that.
Yeah, so I stayed for our 29th anniversary for Sunday.
Very cool.
Flew out first thing Monday to be able to be here.
Nice.
So,
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. How did you become a gun gal? You have like military and police in your background, right?
Not personally, no.
Okay.
So
in the family.
Yes, in the family.
Okay.
So my husband is law enforcement, and so there was some exposure there. It was on his hip when he came home every day, and probably within our first year of marriage, he did take me to the range one time.
Cool.
Because it was going to be in the house. He wanted me to be somewhat familiar with it to whatever degree I could be with one range visit. and
right now, that's like nothing.
Right. And so I had a good time. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But for him, it was work. And whenever I wanted to go back, he had no interest. It was always like, yeah, maybe later, not today, some other time. It wasn't something he enjoyed. So I took it upon myself. Had a group of girlfriends. We would get together. We'd go shoot on our own. We took training classes together. It kind of became our girl date thing to go do.
Nice.
Go to the range. So kind of
That's
grew
cool.
from there. Yeah.
One of the things I tell people when I teach classes is that a lot of times police officers are not gun guys and gun gals.
I will tell you, I know now, working with a lot of them that come to me privately for instruction when they feel their quals need remediation, I wholeheartedly agree. You have your 2 clubs. You have definitely some that are.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. A very dedicated group, but a majority of them are not.
I tell folks there are pro-gun police, there are non-gun police, and there are anti-gun police. And you don't know who's pulling you over.
True.
And I stole this line from Bill Burr. You don't know if they're going to take their day out on you. So this is why you need to be nice and put the window down. I encourage people not to use the term weapon. I try to encourage them not to use the term weapon or gun.
Right.
If you can avoid gun, do. And I tell people, if you're pulled over, and in Massachusetts, we do not have the duty to inform.
Right.
But I said you should tell them, well, officer, I have a license to carry, and I'm currently doing so. How would you like me to proceed?
That's essentially what I recommend as well.
Yeah.
I also ask them, I normally advise, informing of the permit,
Yep.
right?
Do you have to?
No.
California?
So there's no duty to inform. However,
Okay.
once, if requested at that point, you do have to disclose.
Right.
So, hey, I do have a permit to carry. I am carrying, and here's where it is, right? So they're aware, hey, it's on my right hip, or it's
Yep.
in my purse in the back seat, like where, inform where's, and then I follow up with, how would you like me to proceed? Essentially
Very
the same
cool.
thing.
Yep, I break it down to this. Officer, I have a license to carry. Means I'm not a criminal.
Right.
I'm currently doing so. It means I have a gun on me. How would you like me to proceed? Means I don't want to shoot you, and I don't want you to shoot me.
Right. Be respect. And
So-
it's showing respect.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Look
Cool.
at that real quick. Look at that.
The Zooks.
The Zooks was up there.
We took a Zooks ride the other night.
We did. We did.
You ready for this? So I interviewed Jason Schaller from the Rogue Banshee yesterday, and I don't know when I'm going to put his show out versus when your show's going to come out. But he got a message from his wife, and she's like, "Are you guys going to do the show in the Zooks?" I'm like, "No, we're not." But yeah, it's funny to me that she's watching, like she's checking it out to see who I am.
That's
Too
funny.
funny.
Right?
Too funny, man. All right, so that's how you got into it. Now, where does it go from there?
That is.
How
So-
long have you been, when you've been together 29 years, so it's
Correct.
28 years ago?
My first shooting experience. Yeah, I did.
You said it was in the first year.
Yeah, within the first year. So my first shooting experience was probably about 28-ish years ago.
Yeah.
Did not grow up with firearms. Never was exposed. My only exposure was TV, right? Movies and TV.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, probably the active part. Gosh, I would say probably about 15 years ago or so was when I really started. Friends and I started going and kind of getting into guns and shooting.
Yeah.
Taking classes. Yeah.
Where does it go from there? Well, like, when do you make the point to say, "Hey, I want to buy more. I want to get more. I want to get more involved in this."
So I bought my own firearm back in 20. Gosh, you know what? It was more than 20 or 15 years ago. Doing the math. So 2012, I bought my own firearm.
What'd you buy?
Laws were changing, and I was able to get something under the wire through a single shot exception, through a single shot rule in California before that loophole closed in 2013. So I bought a Smith & Wesson MP40. It was my first gun.
Ooh.
I call it my big girl gun.
Why?
It's the first one I bought all by myself.
Don't you like yourself? Like, why would you shoot the 40 cal?
That's a great question. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I liked it.
All right.
It was one of the things that I had rented with friends when we went, and I just enjoyed it. I liked it.
Renting guns is an abstract
I will tell
concept
you,
to me.
it was
We
not renting it.
Yeah,
no?
we don't have the public ranges we do have. I don't know
Yeah.
if they have. I don't know if they have gun rentals, but every place else in Massachusetts, there's maybe 3 or 4 public ranges. Everything else is a private club.
Okay.
So
Well, there you go.
there's no, like, you shoot when you want to shoot. You can go into office as you want. You got to sign in the little book and all that kind of crap. But yeah, I think
rentals?
I think there are only a couple places that have rentals.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've never rented one.
Huh.
It might be kind of cool because people, I'm sure you get the same thing. People say, "What should I buy? How do I find out? How do I know if I'm going to like this? How do I take a gun for a test drive?"
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's a big investment. You want to make sure that it's the right gun for you.
For sure.
I will tell you, I do private instruction, and I work with primarily women where I have this issue, who buy the firearm that's recommended to them, whether it's a spouse, a brother, a dad, a son, who recommends the gun, or just even the salesperson. Hey, here's what I recommend. And I will tell you, men in general do not understand the things that a woman need in a firearm.
Shocking.
It's science. The smaller you go, right, as far as the frame of the firearm, the weight of the gun, generally the more snappy it's going to be. And men who are strong, they don't have to consider that. It's a
Right.
non-issue for them. Don't take that into consideration. The big guns to a woman who doesn't know, the big ones tend to look scary. They look intimidating.
Sure.
I'll tell you, they are easier to shoot. They are more comfortable. They're easier to manage.
Yeah.
So I do get a lot of women that come to me, for example, with revolvers, who have strength issues. If they struggle
little
to
J-frames, big ones, 6-inch
generally,
barrel,
it's generally going to be J-frames.
Okay.
But here's the issue: is if they struggle to rack a slide, they generally struggle to either pull a double action hammer or to cock a double action trigger or to cock a hammer. So if they're
interesting.
struggling with strength, the revolver generally doesn't solve
It may
that.
not work.
It's just
Yeah.
a different manipulation that they're still going to struggle with.
Gotcha.
So,
I heard someone say that I don't think that's what we want to do. I've heard people say that the Smith & Wesson Easies have become the J-frame for women, right?
that's fair. Yep.
Um,
Not available in California, however, but that is true.
That's
in states that
ridiculous.
allow it. Oh, look at that. He's
All right.
gonna go whether you let him or not.
All right. All right. So glad I got that on camera, buddy.
You're number one.
I am number one.
You are number one.
He showed me his tall finger. I love it. Now, here's what's good. Since I got the hood cam, I can get that and zoom in on that bastard's face and get him out there to the interwebs, and he'll become a riding shotgun with Charlie.
Make a meme out of him.
Yeah.
Put him on a
I did
patch.
have, I interviewed somebody in, I don't know where we're going from here.
I don't know.
I did interview somebody from, it was in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And I had a green light, and I was going straight, and some young chick pulled out in front of me and then flipped me off when she had the red light.
Did you get that on camera too?
I did.
Oh, good.
I
Oh,
did.
good. You get a whole collection.
Right. All right. So anyway, let's go back to the biz here. You get the 40 cal.
I did.
Yeah, that was your
my
first one, your first
That was
big
my
girl
first-
gun?
Yep. And I loved it. It's still one of my favorites that I have. But
Yeah.
40 is a dying breed.
It is.
It is.
I heard the ammunition just reproduces on its own. Like you have like 4 boxes, and then it turns to 6, and then it turns to 10 boxes of 40.
Yeah.
When do you start to get into the instructing stuff? Like what's the path that leads to,
So-
hey, I think I want to do this more?
When you take class after class, you work with instructors.
Mm-hmm.
There came a point to where I had an instructor that just kind of took me under his wing and said, hey, what do you think? I think you'd be good at this. Are you interested? And who just kind of mentored me and kind of started from there. And then I really didn't do a whole lot with it until I was approached and asked. There was someone who was seeking a female instructor, and I was approached and asked. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So
That was it.
it was yeah. At the time I was teaching. I was teaching school. I was teaching high school.
Wow.
I wasn't looking for a job. So I taught at an enrichment center. I taught charter kids through an enrichment center, and I taught high school biology, chemistry, forensic science, and criminal justice.
Wow.
So I had a job. I wasn't looking for a job. So, but it quickly became my favorite. And I did it on the side for a very long time. And then, as the laws changed, COVID happened, schools started to change the way that they operated. And I was teaching high school biology. So you can imagine where that was going in the state of California in particular.
Right.
I decided a few years ago that I was kind of done.
Biology is a science that doesn't matter.
So I decided that I'm going to cut tires and I'm just going to do firearms. And
Very cool.
That's kind of, and it became a full-time gig.
That's great.
So.
You've done some classes with some of the big name folks.
I have.
Yeah.
Yep. a few.
How was that? Do you notice anything weird?
Um,
Are you the only woman that shows up?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
Well, only sometimes, but it's not as sometimes it's a good mix. I mean, there are times where I've been alone, and there's other times where it's been primarily women actually. So it's a little bit of everything,
Gotcha.
So
I found this out earlier today. Right up here is the gold and silver pawn shop
oh yeah,
from Pawn Stars.
okay.
Yeah. I used to say Pawn Stars, but I'm like, I got to say it really slowly. Don't want it to come out
It's a
wrong.
lot smaller than I
So-
would imagine it would be.
I hate it when women say that. But, yeah, it's looks a lot smaller on the outside.
It does.
There you go. Yes, taking classes with big
Yeah.
name folks.
Right.
What kind of who have you taken classes with? Name drop, girl.
Oh, God. Brian Hill, Masad Ayub,
Sorry, you.
John Farnham. I mean, I didn't compile a list ahead of time.
That's all right.
So just going off the top of my head, there are more. It'll come to me. There are more. It'll come to me.
Cool. That's all right.
But those are
That's
the first
cool.
ones coming to mind to start.
Who do you have certifications through?
So I have a myriad of certifications through the NRA. The NRA is kind of the gold standard most places you go, although
Yeah.
I personally am not a huge fan of the curriculum or the protocols, but I do have all the certifications. As a CCW instructor in the state of California, you're required to have certain credentials. There are 3 different paths in California to become a CCW instructor, and I have all 3. To start, you can do your NRA CCW instructor. They have an actual CCW program, and as part of that, you have to get inside and outside the home basic pistol instructor. I have that, as well as RSO.
Really?
Yeah.
How are the inside and outside the home classes?
They are requirements to get the CCW path, but have I ever taught or conducted one? No. Is there ever anybody that's ever looking for them? No. I mean, I've posted them. I know other people that have posted them and offered them, and there's never any interest.
Never.
But they're a required part to the path to the CCW
Gotcha.
if you go through the NRA route.
Gotcha.
To become a CCW instructor, you also can get your BSIS instructor, which in California that's going to be
What,
your
BSAS?
BSIS, Bureau of
BS.
Security Investigative Services. So
Okay.
it's guards, security guards,
Gotcha.
armed guards. I do have my instructor cert for the BSIS program as well,
Mm-hmm.
as well as post. So getting a post instructor
Post is
status,
the,
police officer standard of training. So
Okay.
law enforcement, I have my post instructor as well status.
Very cool.
Aside from that, I do have all the USCCA instructor certs as well.
Very
So,
awesome. And what's the third one? Or did I miss it? Oh,
NRA,
BSAS.
BSIS, and post.
Gotcha.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool. I have, when I became an instructor in 2007, I started, I did the basic instructor class for, it was basic pistol, and somehow we ended up with home firearm safety as well.
Okay.
So I could teach both of those.
Yep.
In Massachusetts, you have to take one of the certified courses that the state has approved.
Right.
And my game plan was to just do basic pistol because it could get me out of the house, away from the wife and the kids. And there's a theme in my life: getting away from the wife and kids. No. So it was that, and once I started teaching at a shooting school, they were doing a variation of the home firearm safety class. So I'm like, well, why don't I just do that? That's less time and less money. And
Was there an interest for that? Like,
there
were there people
was,
really
because
wanting it?
Unfortunately, it's the bare minimum to get your license to carry in Massachusetts. So people take the 4-hour non-live firing class, and then they're good to go. And then I went and did the one of the other ones. I started off as a range safety officer. I did refuse to be a victim, basic rifle, basic shotgun, and personal protection inside the home, but I've never done personal protection inside the home. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
If it's like, is there a need for that? Do people take it?
Where I'm at, no. I mean, can I speak for the rest of the United States? No.
Right.
I don't know. It might be popular in other places, but not where I
Gotcha.
am.
Yeah. What I like about the saying that I'm an NRA instructor is that people that are not gun folks don't know what the USCCA is.
Yeah, they know what NRA is.
Yeah, they know what NRA is,
That's
and
what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
they
that
hear it on
gold
the TV
standard.
and the news. And,
Yeah.
oh, the NRA owners. Yeah, but once you get in, like the USCCA classes are great. Yeah, I became a USCCA instructor a few years ago.
I appreciate their teaching style, their methodology, much more so than
the
NRA.
books are great. The photos are great. It's
The
good
teaching
curriculum,
style,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What do you like to teach the most? The private classes?
I do prefer the private classes only because there's so much variability. So CCW is, I could recite it in my sleep. I know it, however, it becomes very redundant, right?
Yeah.
Day after day, the same spiel. I do like the private instruction. I do it by the hour, and you never know who's going to walk in the door and what they're looking for. Some people come wanting to learn how to field strip and clean. I mean, I personally would, I can do that for free on YouTube, right? But there are some people that want that hand holding
Right, but
that would rather pay me for the hour
you will
to do
gladly
that.
take their money.
Right. So, I mean, then you have other people. I work with competitive shooters who are looking to improve their technique,
Really?
to pick up the speed of their shooting, the accuracy, looking to improve. They're already very proficient, and they're just
Yeah.
looking to improve. And then
Gotcha.
everything in between. Hey, this is my first gun. I've never owned a firearm before. I've never touched one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn how to shoot, how to hold it, how to load. All those things.
All
so
the stuff.
yeah, and it's different every day, and every
Very
student's
cool.
different. So
That's great.
I start every lesson off with a quick discussion of, hey, what is it that you're looking to get out of today?
Right.
What are you looking to learn, and what is your experience before today? And then I use that as a foundation to determine what we're going to do with that hour.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Do you do? I'm always interested to see how people price things.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one friend that says, "Hey, give me this much money, and you get this many hours of instruction." What I do is I charge people for 2 hours of time because 1 hour doesn't seem to be enough.
I agree that
So-
1 hour is generally not enough.
Yeah.
Depends on what they're looking for, but generally not.
Gotcha. Back to the whole police officers are not gun guys. I had a bunch of years ago. I had a guy call me and say that he is. He's like, "Do you work with beginning students?" I'm like, "Yes, of course I do."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I said he was a police officer. He was on the SWAT team and didn't do very well in his qualification."
Yeah.
So we go to the range. I bought some A-Zoom dummy rounds, and we go to the range, and he's shooting low and to the left.
Of course.
Shocking. And what I did is put the dummy rounds in,
mix them.
did the ball and dummy
Yeah.
trick. Yeah, we got bang, 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 click.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's the problem, man. He's like, "Are you sure?" Oh,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So for the next hour and 40 minutes, we just did the ball and dummy trick until he was out of ammo. And I told him about dry fire, and
Right.
he was one of these guys where he's been a cop for 15 years. He went to the academy, learned how to shoot there, and shoots once or twice a year when he does his quals. So that was that.
Not only law enforcement in that same vein, I'm also going to throw in their military.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a misconception that military people are gun people and that they understand no guns. And it depends on what their MOS is. Some of them absolutely are.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are not. A lot of them,
Yeah.
you talk to some of them, ask them actually, how much range time have you actually had? Like at boot camp, for example, or if it's not part of their job, they generally don't.
Right.
And in boot camp, they get a very limited exposure, and their knowledge, they don't get a really deep understanding or knowledge. A lot of them will tell me that they just they had a couple hours on the range and stuff was laid
And that
out
was
for
it.
them, and yeah, that was it.
This is one of the things I find a little frustrating, that people, like I guess I know what my market is, and if I see a gun store or a gun instructor that has stuff that's like the old military stencil, I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. Like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but I know it ain't for me. And like we said, not all police are gun guys, not all military guys are, but it's kind of interesting to hear people say, well, I was in the military and I can handle a gun. Oh, okay.
To be honest, in my experience, those are some of the worst shooters.
Right.
The most unsafe handling.
I remember doing a Utah class one time, and it was a pretty big class, and it was at a sportsman's club, and a bunch of senior shooters, if you know what I mean. And they pick up a gun and they put their finger right on the trigger,
Yes,
and you're
they
like,
do.
yeah, dude, that's not how we do it.
Yep.
What were we talking about before we got lost?
Old people.
Old people.
Dangerous
Yes.
people. Unsafe
Dangerous
people.
people. Unsafe people. Yeah. So some old guy came in and picked up his gun and put his finger right on the trigger.
Of course.
I'm like, and I'm like, this guy's got 40 years on me. I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him what he's doing is wrong. I'm just going to stay away. So yeah. So there are a lot of people that non-gun folks think are gun folks, and they are bad gun folks.
I agree.
Yeah.
Some of my, just a few of my most unsafe stories. One is I had a woman who took her first shot, throws the gun, threw it, chucked it, and then squealed. She was nervous, she was scared, she was excited, and she threw it, and then she got all excited and squealy.
Then she made everyone else nervous.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little.
I've only
freaky.
had one throw it. She was the one.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I've also had a few people lately, and I don't know if this is a thing. I'm curious if you've experienced this where you are. People booking a private lesson with me, and it's generally a husband and wife couple that will come in, older.
Yeah.
And for example, I've had 3 in the last month or so where this has happened. One of them have become regulars and they want to keep coming back, using firearms as a memory tool for one of them in the pair that is losing some mental capacities, right? Having a little bit
As
of
a memory tool?
beginning of Alzheimer's coming on. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Struggling with order of operations, functions, wanting to have to tactically handle something and to have an order that things have to be done in. I'm not sure why this has become a thing, but I've had a number of couples, spouses coming in, and it's usually the wife that's struggling, and so the husband will bring the wife. I sure hope this is not a common practice.
Yeah.
And if it was just a one-time thing, I would think, okay, this is strange, but it's been like 3 in the last month.
Few.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know if there was an article released lately that says shooting is a great thing to help with memory retention. I don't know.
I would say no.
I
I'm not a
would,
memory
if I
expert.
worked with one and they spread the word to their friends, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, we can't remember anything,
I
but we
apparently
had
have
this
a type.
blonde chick as an instructor, and she likes to work with the people that can't remember anything. Oh my gosh.
You know, but in that case, snap caps, I'll do the memory work that way.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're wanting to do, we're going to work with snap caps.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What gun do you like to shoot? What's your favorite gun?
So, you know, again, from California. So my exposure and my opportunity to try a lot of things has been very limited. I don't love much of what I can get in California. I will say that my favorite, something that I had a chance to shoot on Monday, was the, was it 2311? I'm drawing a blank on the name at the moment, the company.
Oh, staccato.
No, it was not a staccato.
23.
It was a 2311.
It sounds like a laser gun.
If you don't mind, I'll take a minute. I have it.
No.
I did take a picture of the tent. Give me a
Take a
second.
picture?
I'm drawing a blank on the company. Started,
Sounds
but
like...
it was a 2311. Give me I'm almost there. OA Defense, 2311. I had never heard of them. I just saw the booth and I walked the booth and I got a chance to shoot it. It was fantastic. I liked it a lot.
All right. Not a sponsor of the show, but they should be.
Maybe they could be.
Yeah, we need to.
Ooh.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Good job. It was close.
Don't tell Michael.
Okay. You'll never know.
Oh, this is not the road we want to be on, Chuck. Don't tell Michael.
Okay. Good job. Yep.
All right, so you like the AO
AO
2311?
Defense 2311.
AO Defense
Yeah.
2311.
Yeah. It was nice.
Nice. Nice. So what do you think can be done to what has to be done to get more like get guns off the list? Because you guys have, like, when you put a gun on the list, you take 2 off, or is it when you put one off, you take 2 on?
That no longer is something that they're enforcing.
Okay.
We did have that for a while.
Yeah.
What it is the requirements for guns to be added to the roster in California. So first of all, the company has to send a model to the state for testing, and they have to pay the ransom exorbitant fee, right? And there's a process. The gun has to be vetted by the DOJ, the state of California. But there are some requirements that they have to even be considered. One is they have to have a magazine disconnect.
I hate those.
I do too.
Okay.
And a loaded chamber indicator.
Those are
right?
stupid.
So there you go. So those are the primary things that are required to, of course they have to then pass safety tests, drop safety. They have to be a safe firearm as deemed by the state of California.
Right.
We used to have a requirement for a serial number stamp on the firing pin stamp. That's been removed. That no longer is a requirement, which is why we now have a number of firearms that have been added to the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they're required to have that disconnect is my biggest complaint, and why I won't put any money into any California compliant guns that will have it. So,
Good.
yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Have to stay.
So, I mean, my other alternative is we can legally get off-roster guns in California.
Right.
You can. It just has to be through a private party transfer, a PPT. the downside to that is people, in order to do that in California, essentially it basically needs to be owned by someone already in the state of California who then sells it to you. You can't buy out of state. Another option for an off-roster gun is if you have family in another state, a familial transfer, but it's up and down the family tree only. So parent to child, child to parent, grandparent, something like that.
Gotcha.
Cousins, uncles, nephews, brothers, sisters, no, but up and down only. So there are ways to get it, but if you go that route of a PPT, people who have those off-roster guns tend to know the value of what they have. Supply and demand says that they generally charge 2 to 3 times retail, if not more. So
it is completely ridiculous
it is.
that they are that way.
It is.
We have a list in Massachusetts too, and they have to pay the exorbitant fee. The state tries to break the gun.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
if you can't break it, then it's a good gun. But here's the other thing, and I don't know if this is unique to Massachusetts or if you guys have this too. The guns that are not on the rosters can be owned by police officers.
Yes. Yep.
So
Law enforcement are exempt.
Right, a Gen 5 Glock is perfectly fine. A brand new Gen 5 Glock is perfectly fine for a police officer to purchase, but it's not perfectly fine for a citizen to purchase. However, we can do frame transfers. So if you purchase a frame and then buy a slide and barrel, you're good to go. Or if you purchase a frame and they give you the slide and barrel, you're perfectly to go. But if they put the slide and barrel on the gun, not so much.
We really couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, and Glock in particular, you mentioned Glock. Glock has also gone out of California now too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to find a way to get Mrs. Glock on the show. Be like, hey, girl, what's going on? Like, because when they dropped the V back in October, everybody was upset, and then they came out with the 6, like a month and a half later. It was a little crazy.
Well, the Glock claims, and at the gun show, I talked to a number of the people at the Glock booth, and some said no, some said yes, some kind of didn't know as far as Glock in California. So I had inquired, is Glock looking to get back into California? Are they looking to, and like I said, there were some that kind of said, not sure, some that said, I don't think so, and then I had a few that seemed to really be confident no and said, yes, we're working on it, but we haven't perfected it yet. So there's a chance.
It's completely ridiculous that for me, a gun in New Hampshire that's perfectly legal cannot be owned in Massachusetts.
Right.
It's so stupid.
Well, I don't know if your roster is the same way. Ours, if you change or modify anything, like we were talking the other day about CZ.
Yeah.
Right. CZ was in California, but one of their providers of a part, I don't recall if it was a spring or pin, one of them no longer were in business, and so CZ had to source it from a different place. That's a new design. So CZ dropped off the roster.
I think we had something similar, like if a gun had a different color frame, and it wasn't a similar SKU, then it was it had to be redone.
That's California
which is
too.
Completely ridiculous.
California has that as well.
Yeah, it's so stupid. What was I thinking? Color guns, frame transfers. I don't know. Compliant guns. I don't know. I can't remember what I was thinking. That's okay. What else we got? We have a lot of nonsense, just like you guys do.
Yep.
And it really is ridiculous. Because it doesn't do anything to lower crime. I was thinking something about the gun laws and the new gun law. I don't know. It's all stupid. It's all retarded.
Well, because coming from a restricted state, I will tell you, it was mind-boggling. The number of vendors, the number, and seeing all the stuff at SHOT Show, the number of things, parts, AR modifications, things that we can't have or do. It was unreal.
Modifications is what I was thinking about. So in the new law that was proposed, one of the things is they said if you modify your gun, you have to notify the state. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do to my AR?
Send him a postcard? Notify him through postcard?
I don't know. I don't know how you had to notify them, but you're supposed to notify them if you made any changes. So I'm like, I've got the traditional handguard on my AR, and then I got a mag pull. I got one of the Mo ones, so I can put a sling on it. I'm like, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put the other one on, and I'm going to have to notify the state. And then the next week, I'm going to take the take the Magpul off and put the traditional one on, and I'm going to have to notify the state. And I'm like, I'm just going to bombard them with useless mail.
All right.
Because I want to follow the laws, which is completely
You're such
stupid.
a good citizen.
I know. Don't tell anyone. All right, listen. We need to start wrapping it up because we're completely lost. Over there's Las Vegas. The Strip is over there, but here's not the Strip, and there's a highway between us, and I don't know how to get there. So how can people find
from here.
you and Gun Owners Radio in San Diego? Oh, how did you get involved? How did you get involved in the radio show? I can't even believe we missed that.
So, I was a member of San Diego County Gun Owners, and Mike and I, how did?
We don't want to go.
Well, this is Dean Martin. We can get to 702 range. We can go shoot. So, I had.
So were you involved in San Diego County Gun Owners first?
Yes.
Because you like Michael Schwartz has done a lot of incredible things in San Diego County for his group.
Right.
And they've been around for 10 years. And you got involved in them and then the radio show?
Correct. Yeah. So I just was talking with Mike. I forget exactly where, but we crossed paths and just had an opportunity just to kind of chat. And he's just like, hey, he goes, what do you think? He was looking for a fill-in co-host for just I believe a one-time thing, and just was like, hey, what do you think about coming on? I'm like, okay. And that was it. That was how it began.
Right. The show's changed a little bit. Over the years. I mean, they used to be in a radio show, and now they're a radio station.
Right.
And now they're not.
This freaking hair, it's driving me crazy.
And I know. I wasn't going to say anything.
It's bugging me.
It used to be in a radio station. Now you guys are recording the shows.
Podcast only.
Yep. Correct. And it used to be live.
Yes.
We've totally passed everywhere we need to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to hop over.
Can you make a left anywhere?
I don't think you can make a left anywhere.
I don't know. Pull
who cares? So we'll figure this out. And so he asked you to be on the radio show once to sit in, and then he's like, "You're going to be a permanent fixture."
He offered. I said yes. Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Boom.
That's all she wrote. Yeah, we were on radio. Mm-hmm. It was a hybrid radio and podcast. It was all done live.
Yep.
And the expenses to being on air on radio are extensive.
It's a bit much.
It is. And we found that we were having to commit so much time to sponsorships and ads just to pay the bills that we weren't getting a whole lot of content out there. So we decided, let's just give podcast only a try. And it's taken off and it's done well.
Very cool. All right. Well, we're going to put some links below to there.
Yeah.
Let's button it up. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
Shake
you.
my hand again. There you go, girl. We're going to put some links to... you have a website? Do you remember your website? Or was your phone number you forgot?
It was my phone number.
Okay.
I forgot. I do.
Don't put your phone number out there. Put your website.
San Diego ConcealedCarry.com.
All right. We're going to put a link to San Diego ConcealedCarry.com. We're going to put one for San Diego County Gun Owners. We're going to put one for Gun Owners Radio. If you enjoy the show, if you get something out of it, please share it with your friends, because that is how we get the Stagecoach across America. If you are not a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, there's going to be a link below. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we shall see you next time. Thanks a lot.